monsoon this season. Here are more details.
Below par rainfall across India for more than 2 weeks has pushed the monsoon deficit to 10% below normal. Average all India rainfall was 5% below normal at the beginning of August, but had doubled by Independence Day due to rains remaining consistently below average during the fortnight. August so far has seen 17% below normal rain. The rainfall is likely to remain subdued even this week over most parts of the country, raising concerns over output from summer-sown crops such as cotton, oilseeds, paddy and pulses. This could trigger inflation again. Of Bihar's 38 districts, 30 have received deficit rainfall by up to 32%. This is a worrying situation for a state that is largely dependent on rain for its irrigation needs. The Bihar government has announced diesel subsidy to farmers to operate their hand pumps, and the electricity department has been instructed to provide 12 hours of supply to rural areas. Chief Minister Nitish Kumar expressed concerns over the situation during his speech on the Independence Day.
भयावह स्थिति, मॉनसून का जो ट्रफ है वो दक्षिण की ओर खिसक गया है। दक्षिण की ओर खिसकने के कारण वर्षा कम हो रही है और यह बहुत ही परेशानी का विषय है। यही स्थिति जारी रही अगले 7 दिन तक, 10 दिन तक, तो उस स्थिति के बाद हम बिहार में सूखे की स्थिति का ऐलान करेंगे और सूखाग्रस्त इलाके को चिन्हित करके हम उन्हें सूखाग्रस्त क्षेत्र घोषित भी करेंगे।
During 2014-15, delayed rainfall in monsoon season affected kharif production, while untimely rains in February and March 2015 impacted rabi production. Overall, food grain production declined to 251.12 million tons in 2014-15 from a record level of 265.04 million tons in 2013-14. Wheat production, estimated at 90.78 million tons, was lower by 5.07 million tons achieved during 2013-14. Pulses, estimated at 17.38 million tons, is lower by 1.87 million tons. All eyes are now on the Pradhan Mantri Krishi Sinchai Yojana, which is expected to overcome the adverse effects of a deficit monsoon and unseasonal rains of February to March this year. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Well, for more on this story, we're joined in studio this evening by Mr. M.J. Khan, editor of Agriculture Today. Thank you, Mr. Khan, for joining us. A very good evening to you. Are we actually staring at a drought for the first time in 6 years?
Not really, because picture is not as gloomy, because last 24 hours there has been good rains in eastern Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. In any case, the middle of August, little delay in rains is not going to harm that much the crop production. But overall, if we look at the agriculture sector, this year we are down by almost 12 million tons of food grains, having achieved 265 million tons last year. I think that is the real cause. So more important is that Maharashtra, many parts of the Maharashtra are, showing up some drought-like situation. Bihar, in any case, largely the paddy cultivation that can withstand this kind of situation for a little more time. But government need to prepare for a long-term solutions to the problem, which will continue occurring year after year, because
Yes.
The climate change and its implications for farm sector is now very, very evident. Therefore, I would like to bring to the attention of the policymakers the fact that the climate resilient agriculture, that has to be given real push. Now, under Prime Minister Krishi Sinchai Yojana, the effective use of water resources that are available by promoting large-scale micro-irrigation system, because in 2002, when Chandrababu Naidu committee was formed, bringing some 70 million hectares, almost half of the total land cultivated today, under micro-irrigation system. So, that time the estimate was about 75,000 crores of investment. I believe that this scheme of Prime Minister Krishi Sinchai Yojana works largely on the recommendation that Chandrababu Naidu committee had given that time, which means large-scale promotion of the drip irrigation system, which not only reduces the overall water requirement, but also improves the farm productivity and the quality of the produce.
All right.
Also, the use of technology is very, very important in farm sector and the involvement of private sector, because what is happening is that the assessment of the drought and its timely action on that is missing. Now, delivery system has to be efficient. Now, government system, in the name of delivery, it is very, very lethargic. Therefore, today the private sector is present all over. The personnel of seed companies, pesticide companies, fertilizer companies, farm machinery and so on, if they are involved in such situations and the involvement of use of technology where the assessment and determination of the loss is on a real-time basis, and then these personnel can be made use of or involved in delivery of the relief material.
All right. These are, of course, the long-term plans, really, Mr. Khan. But in the near future, what is it that we should be looking forward to? Because during his Independence Day speech, the Prime Minister did mention about the lack of rainfall, but the fact that it did not influence the inflation figures. But the July to September rainfall figures are what are going to be crucial, isn't it?
I believe last 48 hours there has been good rains in eastern UP and Bihar. I do not know very specifically which are the districts remain uncovered by the rains in the last 24 hours. But immediate work is required on adopting and preparing the climate smart villages. And of course, the varietal change that is required very much, the cropping pattern change, because more climate resilient farming system has to be promoted, and the seed varieties and so on. Now, in districts which are going to be affected, as I listened to Mr. Nitish Kumar making a statement that the monsoon has shifted towards south side, therefore I believe the northern parts of Bihar may be affected. So I think exact estimation, let the state government come up with the recommendations in the next few days' time, if at all the drought-like situation prolongs, as to how much area is affected, which are the crops which are affected, then the contingency measure can be immediately worked upon and implemented. In any case, I understand the Ministry of Agriculture had done homework very well in the month of June, when the more gloomy picture was being
estimated,
given.
Yes. All right, we leave it there for now. Mr. Khan, thanks so much for joining us. What you're saying is, of course, we need to be looking at the long-term management really of it, because rainfall is something we cannot control. But thanks so much for joining us on this story. With that, we'll take a very quick break here on the news at 6. But coming up next, it's the 9th consecutive day of ceasefire violation by Pakistan, despite India lodging strong protests.